welcome into ReThink Podcast. My name is Kelly. I'm your host. And today we are going to, as I promised you, we're going to have about 10 days worth of podcasts directly geared toward creating specific types of revenue, specific types of product that can be geared toward your product or service. Let me start over. Specific types of digital marketing products that are geared toward your passion work, your product or service that you can begin to market even today if you want. Now, this is on the cusp of our 30 days of manifestation and monetization. If you haven't listened to that series, you should. You can still listen to this today. It's not necessarily a prerequisite, but you'll understand why I'm doing this. And it may make more sense. And overall, if you do want to create a passion work or product from the things that you're passionate about, meaning, maybe you're not completely enthusiastic about doing another 5, 10, 20 years in the current work that you're doing, and you're not completely passionate about it. We created that series so that we can talk to you about how to, monetize the things that you are passionate about. And now on the back end of that, we're getting into specific hands-on creation of digital products that can help to market your service, your product or your service, and also help you to build customer base, as well as help for you to create additional revenue. How would you do that? We're going to talk about that today, so stick around. This is your first time to the podcast. Again, my name is Kelly. I welcome you in. I would go back and listen to that 30 days. We've got a couple different series on the podcast. This is our 5th season, so you've got quite a bit of catching up to do. Old timers, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Listen, judging from the numbers and the feedback, the series is going well, and I hope you guys looks like you guys really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. And we're going to be on to the next thing. But first things first, what I told you and what I promised you is what we're going to do today. And that is, all right, Kelly, we are ready to put our hands on the plow. How do we create digital products, and what are those digital products going to do in terms of helping us create revenue for our products, our services, our businesses? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the very first thing we're going to talk about today, listen, we're going to jump into the content. If you guys want to support the podcast, I really want you to do that. Please go into the show notes. If you would like to become a member of the podcast, obviously, you're welcome to do that. Please go into the show notes. If you want to buy our digital products, go to our website. Our website link is in the show notes. And not only can you buy from us, but it can give you an idea of what our digital products look like in the event you want to use them as templates or a guide to create your own. Hint, hint. All right, let's rock and roll, guys. Thank you again for being here. So today, specifically, what we're going to talk about is how to create a $7 digital product that sells while you sleep. Okay, that's just sort of the hook. And we're going to talk about why that's important. But over the next few days, we're going to go into quite a more meatier, like meat, M-E-A-T, not meteor, like out of the sky. Like a much more meaty conversation about different types of digital products, different types of ways to create revenue for yourself, for your business, for your product. And this is just the first one. Okay, this is just the first one. So let me grab my list real quick, and I want to just okay. So what I'm calling this is a 10-day revenue plan, a 10-day revenue plan. Okay, listen, relax. You don't have to, if you're driving or if you're cleaning the house or something like that, you don't have to stop what you're doing and write all this down. I'm going to make this available in our show notes. You can download, I'll actually put some of this in our show notes so you can actually see it. But if you want to have access to each of these, then you can get them from us. Okay. And because you are a listener here, it's going to be at a very discounted price. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you this first one for free. So the $7 digital product, because you listen to the podcast, I'm going to put in the show notes the direct link to it, and you can be able to get it for free. Either that, I'm going to give you a code. I have to look at the website design to see which one I can do. So I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I just know it'll be free for you. So here's a 10-day revenue plan. Today, we're talking about the $7 digital product and that this thing sells while you sleep. So that's number one. This is a guide. It's a no-brainer entry point for your customers to say, yeah, I'd love to support you. I'd love to support you. And $7 is not going to keep anybody out. Matter of fact, it's going to welcome you in. 15-minute monetization strategy. We're going to pay attention to Instagram and TikTok and social media and talk about how to make offers really fast. And how, if you're out in front of your audience on a regular basis, you build up a lot more trust and your brand can expand, and you can then begin to see some real engagement. And engagement, engagement will transfer into sales. Okay. Now listen, the prerequisite here, or the obvious, should be that you have a viable, sustainable product or service. Okay. If your word of mouth, it becomes negative, in other words, somebody buys your widget and the widget doesn't work. Listen, all the branding in the world and all the TikToking in the world, you've got to have a good product. And you've got to be providing a good service. Now, if you go back and listen to the 30 days for manifestation monetization, we talked about the essence of identifying what your audience may need, what you provide and what your audience may need. You're not providing, and I'm not going to get on a tangent, but you're not trying to provide a complete solution to someone's life. For example, if we're into coaching, which we are, and if we're into personal development, which we are, if we're into, self-improvement, which we are, we only pick one item to talk about. So if I develop a $7 product, let's say you're having problems with confidence. Okay. This product could be entitled how to improve your confidence in 24 hours, how to improve your confidence in 48 hours. In the next 48 hours, you're going to be more confident, something like that. I'm not trying to go all the way into the psychosis of where it comes from and what else, other problems you may have. We're only dealing with your confidence. Maybe you're talking about public speaking. Perhaps you're talking about weight loss. How to lose a few pounds overnight. It's a small piece. But what happens is you're able to connect with your audience, give them a solution to something that's going to work immediately. And then they see this person knows what they're talking about. So I'll support them. And so the next time you offer something, they may be more apt to buy. And maybe I need to say this as well. But when you're listening to me, in the 30 days and then now going through this particular content, you should have your business ears on. You should have your, manager ears on, not so much as a consumer, because it's kind of behind the camera kind of thing, in that this is why you're proposing and this is how you're building offers and this is how you are understanding marketing techniques so that you can be more accessible and understood by your potential clients, your current clients and potential clients. So have your marketing ears on. Here's something else we're going to talk about day 3, 3-part reels, 3-part reels funnel. You've heard funnel before. Maybe you have, maybe you understand what that means. Maybe you don't. It can get kind of complex, but we're going to do something really simple. Discovery, education, and then convert. There are a lot of new customers out there for all of us. And so we want them to discover us. What is our product or service? We want to educate them on what it is, and then we want to convert them as a client. Okay? That quick and simple. We're going to talk about that. Day 4, we're going to talk about TikTok product launches in 24 hours. Now, listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, I drug my feet for the longest with TikTok and doing certain things on social media because I wanted to grow our podcasting audience, which we've done. But I should have been doing them simultaneously. So learn from me. You can do this all simultaneously. Okay. And particularly with the way technology is set up today, it's not a heavy lift. If you are running a small shop, meaning it's just you and maybe just you, then leverage your technology. If it's just you and a few people, leverage your people and also technology. What does that mean? That means I can post every day, and this is what we should be doing. We should be posting every day, at least 3 times a day, to 5 different platforms. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Well, Kelly, it's just me. How do I do it? Well, if you post to Instagram, for example, and you tie it, connect it to your Facebook and to your threads, that's 3 right there. You post one time, it goes 3 places. The key is consistency. So we're going to do this together. Number 5, the 5th day, we're going to turn your voice into income. Now, this is a podcasting thing. Podcasting is kind of my sweet spot. I love this piece. But you know what else you can do? One of the skills, one of the things that you harness, one of the things that you build, one of the things that you grow and experience in as a podcaster is speaking. And a lot of podcasters, a lot of vloggers and YouTubers convert themselves, or let me say that better. They convert themselves into public speakers. Because if your message resonates with people online, does it make sense it would resonate with people in a live audience? Wouldn't they pay to come and see you? Could you connect with a group of like-minded personal development, gurus or whatever you're calling yourself, and then go out and take your message, in and among the communities? Of course you could. So that's part of it as well. Instagram, bio to bank, your profile. Do you have all your sales information in your profile? How easy are you making it for your clients and potential clients to contact you and to buy from you? Make it easy for people to give you money. Now, this could require some work on your end. What does that mean? That means that you have to go in from a technical side and make sure you're solid. And listen, I'm telling you, I have to go back. When I first started doing this, just a little break. When I first started doing this, I wanted people to obviously take me seriously and find value in this content. Now, if I have technical difficulties, let's say, for example, I'm an excellent speaker and I'm a personal development coach, very good, but maybe my technical experience is low. This is hypothetical because it's not the case. But let's say it is. You put out a really good message, but for some reason, the sound is really low, or it's crackling, or your mic, you're too close to the microphone. You're doing all kinds of technical things wrong, but your message is great. But technically, people are like, this is hard to listen to. This isn't pleasant. Okay, you have to. I forgot what I was telling you on this. You have to make your message easily understood. And then you also want to make people, you want to become accessible, very accessible to your audience. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, from a technical side, you've got to be solid. You want to make sure your product goes out there good. And then you want to make sure all the technical stuff is taking place. If someone sees you online, let's say YouTube, and say, oh, I love to buy this product, but then they look in the show notes or the description and your content information is nowhere, how are they going to get in contact with you? If you start off doing a podcast or vlogging or something, you got to have somewhere to push your people. And the place to push them is where? Your website. Your website should always have all your information. If you have a P.O. box and people are sending you physical stuff or sending you checks or whatever, P.O. box. If you have a contact form, hey, here's how you contact me. I don't want you to call me, but shoot us an email and we'll get back to you. Do that. We have a way on the show for you to text us. If you're listening to us on podcast side, there's a little button up at the top that just says, hey, send us a text. Send us a text. People have sent me messages in the past that say, hey, I was looking for your, they send me a message that says, you mentioned in your podcast the 30 days to reconstructing your self-concept. Remember we did that course? And maybe they didn't look at the website, but they text me and guess what I did? I sent them the information. So you just got to make sure that people have a way to reach out to you and you respond. And the best way is your website. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. 5-minute digital product creation method. How do we do that? We're going to talk about audience activation kit. Wake up a tired following and talk them into buying from you. Maybe before you haven't been using call to actions very well, but we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of how to do that. Signature offer. Build your main product or service from your story. Whatever your story is, whatever your history is, whatever your passion is, because that's what we talk about, what your passion is. Build your product from there. So let's say you have a big product, and we do. We have several courses, okay? And plus we do coaching. So if I'm going to offer us a snippet, not a word, of our courses to you at $7, that's our $7 product. And you say, hey, this worked for me. So what else you got? What do? I send them to my larger offer. And the other thing that's great about that is once you do the large, let's say, for example, like today, I am shooting and I'm learning all this. That's why I'm saying, you guys, let's do it together, because you can learn from my mistakes and I can help you go make up some ground, if you will. So here's my modus operandi. I shoot a long video like this. Not long, but the core message. And then you can go back and take snippets of this message, be it audio or visual, and then I can put it on YouTube, or I can put it on YouTube Shorts, or I can put it on Instagram, or it's already on the podcast. You see what I'm saying? So you maximize your time and your effort. So the signature offer clarity guide: build your main product and service from your story. And then lastly, profitable posting planner. How do you keep up with the posting? The posting for your social media, your reels, your stories, and Facebook and all that stuff is really important. And here's what I'll say. Think about the people you follow on social media. I will guarantee you not only see them every day, you see them a couple of times a day. They're posting a lot. And so we'll go back to what I said earlier, 3 times a day to 5 different platforms. That's our goal. 3 times a day to 5 different platforms will get you visibility. 3 times a day, 5 different platforms will expand your footprint in whatever space you're trying to grow in. That gets your brand out there. And what you have to do, of course, is provide either entertainment or some type of viable solution to the audience. Okay. So that's going to be our 10 days of 10-day revenue plan. And today we're starting off on day 1, and we're talking about our $7 product. So because you're listening to this podcast, you're going to get this for free. And I'm going to, again, have it in the show notes. So I'm going to go over to tops and tails with you. Now, obviously, if you are doing a podcast and you plan on creating digital products and you want to market it to your group, to your potential customers and your current customers, don't give them everything in your podcast. Why? Because it is no use for them to buy it. I'm giving this to you for free because I want you to see it as a potential customer of mine in the future, and I want you to see that there's value there. But I'm not going to offer this for free for people who are listening, or find us on Instagram or TikTok or wherever. This is for you, for people who are listening to the podcast, okay? To say thank you, number 1. But 2, I'm a nice guy. All right, let's go. How to create a $7 digital product. If you've asked yourself, all right, what can I sell online without, some big email list or some big time technical skills and things like that? Here's the answer. It's a small digital offering. It's a solution, or a small solution to a big problem that people may be having. It's a $7 digital product. It's small in price, but big in potential. This doesn't mean you're skimping, right? Your quality. You're going to see my PDF is 3 pages. There's the design is really nice. Colors are vibrant. Everything's done really well. No misspelled words. There's everything. The same sort of competency that went into creating my websites go into this product. We're not skimping on anything. It's just we're offering it for $7. So this is not about becoming a millionaire overnight. You must understand that, because some people say, Kelly, $7, you got to sell to get this. That's not why I'm doing it. Yeah, you're going to create a little bit of revenue, but what you want is to start converting customers. Okay. It's about turning your knowledge into something that's tangible and scalable. You got to get them in the door first. Listen, if somebody can buy a pair of socks from you, eventually you can get them to buy the shoes also. Okay. Hey, by the way, we sell suits. Next thing you know, they're your customer and they're buying their clothes from you. But you can't hit them at the door with a suit unless they're really looking for a suit. You got me? All right. So think about it like this. It's a yes offer. It's only $7. It's priced so low, it's like a no-brainer. It turns followers into buyers. That's what we're trying to do. And it gives you a repeatable system. So while you're selling this product, you should be really honed in on this system, the way that you're monetizing content via Instagram or TikTok or your social media platforms, what's working for you, or even your podcast, or all of them, hopefully all of them. All right, so step 1, what's the problem? Step 1, what is it that you are solving for your audience? This is what you're asking yourself. What quick win can I give my audience? What's your product or service? What quick win can you give your product, your audience or potential audience? This should be something that solves one clear issue in 15 minutes. This should solve a problem within 15 minutes. If you're a content creator, for example, 30 days of Instagram reel prompts. If you are a coach, mindset reset journal. If you are in wellness, here's a 7-day self-care planner. Self-care, I'm sorry. If you're in business, you're selling some sort of tangible product. How to sell digital products on Instagram in 3 steps. Because you can still have a physical product and still create digital products around it. It could be the benefits of this particular waistband or whatever the case may be. Use your most popular episode. Here's a tip. If you are currently a content creator, find out your most popular episode of whatever you've done and package that into the PDF with bonus exercises, with bonus recaps, or some sort of quick type of action plan. That's one way to go about it. This is what you should do. Write down 3 common questions that your audience asks you. Go through your DMs. If you don't have a podcast, and let's say you have just Instagram and social media, and you've been engaging with people online, what are some of the things they're saying? What are some of the things they're asking? What are some of the problems they're having? And if you're not getting direct questions from your audience, I know I have another channel, YouTube channel, and it's related to travel. And it, without fail, if I put out a video, particularly if it's really well received, people always ask me, how much does these things cost? What type of room is this you stayed in? Just specifics about that trip. And so interact with them and then go back and realize, people would like to know this about hotels, because across the board, people want to know, are hotels safe? Or people want to know, here's a big one. How to locate hotels that are pet friendly. Okay. So you could do a quick PDF. You're in the travel niche. Hey, here's a quick way to identify hotels that are pet friendly. I can't tell you how many times people ask that question. Why? Well, the obvious. If you're a pet owner, I have 3 dogs. Sometimes you hear them and see them in my studio. Every time I go on a trip, I got to do one or 2 things. And actually, I've never put them in a kennel. Okay. I don't like putting them in kennels. I don't want to get into it. I do one or 2 things. I got to find a babysitter for them. In other words, somebody in my family or friend group takes care of them. Or I have a really cool neighbor who I give access to my home, and they come and they let them out 2 or 3 times a day and make sure they're fed. Okay. So it's a sort of a burden for me. Now, would I like to take them? If it was just one of them, yes. But I'm not taking these 3 nuts with me on a plane or somewhere. They're bananas. They're used to, anyway, it's a longer story. But if you're a pet lover, you know that people will buy that. So that's number 1, define the problem. And again, don't make it something long and drawn out, something small that you can solve in 15 minutes. Number 2, structure it like a mini solution. We're going to get in and out. It's only 3 pages. You just want to prove to them that you know what you're talking about. Your product should be like a shortcut, like a hack. I don't like the hack word, but a shortcut. But it needs to work. Break it into 3 to 5 mini sections. And that's why I have a 3-page. Mine is 3 pages. It's 3 steps. It's very easy. So here's a good format. The title. Make it outcome focused. What are you getting out of this? Example, Instagram growth, sprint, gain 500 followers in 3 days, gain 500 followers in 10 days, whatever it is. Number 2, introduction. What problem are you solving? That's really the catch. What problem are you solving? And let me just say this, because maybe you don't have an audience at all. Maybe you're just starting and you don't know what problems people are having. 2 words for you. Google Trends. Google Trends. Go to Google Trends, and Google Trends will show you what people are looking for. What are they Googling? That's one of the most important pieces of Google. Now, I wish I had time to go into that a little bit more detail, but you're going to have to suss that out on your own because I still got a lot to go through here. But maybe we'll come back at some point and talk about Google Trends. If you're just starting from zero and you don't have an audience, that's where I would go. I would go to Google Trends. All right, action steps. This is number 3. Give direct steps that they should take immediately. This is the plan. This is what they're going to do that's going to work, that's going to solidify in their minds this person knows what they're talking about. Tools or templates is the next thing. What do they need in order to get this done? Are there checklists, or their files, or their scripts? What do they need? And then number 5, what do you want them to do? Here's your call to action, your CTA. Invite them to follow you. Invite them to book you if you're a coach or some sort of, exercise, trainer and things like that. Or also point them toward your website or another product. If you like this, you're going to like that. Outline your $7 product in 5 bullets. This is your action. Outline your product in 5 bullets. Don't make it complicated. Each one will become a page or a section in your PDF. Now, mine is 3 pages. I want to make it really, really simple. And again, I'm telling you exactly what mine's about because I'm explaining it to you now. $7 digital product that sells while you sleep. All right, so let's jump down to step number 3, the design and build. Here's what I would recommend. Don't make it overcomplicated. Canva, Canva.com can be your best friend. There's a free version. Don't overcomplicate this. If you're great with Keynote, that's on the iOS side. If you're great with PowerPoint, that's on the Windows side. Use those. But create, and there are a lot of really good templates out there. So create your design. And if you can't create it, if you do lack technical skills to do that, here's what I would say. Reach out to someone on Fiverr. Fiverr.com. There are people who can create these sorts of things for you for very, very low amount of money and do it relatively quickly. I would recommend you, though, to begin to do it yourself or have someone in your team do it. Hopefully you'll get to the point where you need to hire somebody to do it because you're selling so many. The reason I say it for yourself is because, 1, you can save money, but 2, I like to always know, I have the technical expertise and I just feel like I know how to design this and it's my deal. It's my baby. I kind of want to do it. So if you don't have the attachment to it, it's fine. Get somebody else to do it. But the pro tip is Canva. Canva has so many templates. It's plug and play. It's literally almost written for you. You just take your language and put it into their slots. I mean, they design it. Just, you haven't seen Canva, just go take a look. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. Step number 4 is set up a sales link. Again, you got to have somewhere to push your audience. Don't get out here and start saying you can do this, you can do that, and here's, buy this from me or do that from me, and then you don't have some sort of place to send them in order to access your item. And that's happened to us in the past. 2 things. 1, you always want to do what you say you're going to do so your audience has faith in you. But 2, if someone wants to buy from you and they go out there and the link is not up yet, then they may not go back. They may not go back. Okay. And I think that happened to us early on where, I would record the podcast and say, hey, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. And then we would go out to do it and there would be a problem with it or something. And it would take longer to get it up than it initially I thought. And then I'm sure people probably went looking for it and it wasn't there. So what do I do now? I make sure all that stuff is up even before I record the podcast. So like right now, once I post this and I get ready to, go to the next thing, I know that these links are in the description already because I've already created them. All right. Once your PDF is ready, you need a simple way to point people to it so they can download it. There are a couple different places you can go. We're going to suggest Payhip because that's what I use. Payhip is a digital platform. It's a storefront. I mean, it's really easy to use. It's very intuitive and it is free. You're welcome. Gumroad and Stand Store, those are different. I won't talk as much about them because I've never used them, but I do hear people raving about Stand Store. All right. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. You upload your digital product, you set the price, you put a description in, you create a link, and then you begin to share the link. Okay. When you send your post out every day, it should be in your bio and it should be in the description. Just choose one platform though, for now, especially if you're getting started. And I would recommend Payhip. Okay, the last thing is this. How do we promote it with the simple funnel? We got our digital product. We determined the store we're going to be at, and now it's time for promotion because this is where the rubber meets the road. Most people get stuck here. Don't wait until you got to think your product is perfect or whatever the case may be. Start talking about your product today, and here's a strategy. Start talking about it on Instagram and TikTok. Things like I made a $7 digital product today. It only took me 2 hours. It only took me 10 hours. And it's already selling. And maybe you show a sneak preview of your process of how you created it. Instagram. If you're going to do 3 days of stories, day 1 could be here's a problem I had. Day 2 could be here's what I did to create the fix. And day 3 could be here's the link in my bio in case you want to do the same thing. Podcast call out. Number 3, at the end of your next episode, let's say you're a podcaster or a vlogger. Hey, if you like today's topic, you're going to love this. I created a quick $7 method, a guide that's going to walk you through the process of creating your own digital product and selling it for $7. And it's so easy, it's going to sell while you sleep. Write and post one piece of content about your product every day. We're going to do 3 times. Okay? 3 times. 3 times, 5 different platforms. All right, so here's a bonus for you. Once someone buys your product, and they will, it's officially part of your customer base. They become part of your customer base. And you'll see in Payhip, when people go through, it's just like on Shopify or anywhere else, then when they're processed, you have their contact information. Now you have the opportunity to continue to sell to them. Now, you don't want to spam people because you don't want to be in a situation where people are, all right, that's enough. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Offer a bundle. So let's say you start with that $7 product, but remember I told you you've got a bigger end product. You got your course. The course could be a 30-day course or 21-day course. Offer them one of the days. Offer them the whole package. Create a bundle. $7 products can lead up into larger sales. Send follow-up emails, of course, to stay in touch and just let them know what you're doing in terms of your product or your service. Do CTAs all the time. Don't think people just are going to innately know what you want them to do. The CTAs are the call to action. Tell them. Book a strategy call. Hey, I'm a coach. If you like this $7 digital product, this is just a small piece of what I do every day for my clients. So if you want to book a call, here's how you do it. Grab my content toolkit. This $7 product is a really good way to start. But if you want to upgrade, here's a toolkit. This toolkit has journals and checklists and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And then lastly, join my challenge or join my webinar, join my Zoom call. Each week we have this and we have that. And just make sure you're communicating out to folks and keeping them abreast of what it is that you are doing. This is a way to upsell. All right. So again, let's go over what we talked about. This is a digital product that you're going to create and sell for $7. $7 for whatever your passion work is. It can be a product or a service. Step 1 is you're going to define the micro problem, right? If it's weight loss, we're not trying to get you from 200 to 100 today. What we're trying to get you to do is to lose 5 pounds in 5 days. That's a micro solution. That's a small piece of the total weight. Okay. Number 2 is structure the mini solution. We talked about 3 to 5 steps. Don't make it complicated. What do they need to do? Talk about it in 3 to 5 steps. Step number 3 is, do they need any tools? Do I need any weights? Do I need a checklist? Do I need a certain type of food, a power drink, whatever? Step number 4, create it online. Let it sell while you sleep. Upload your digital product. Decide what store you're going to go with, digital store. And then step number 4, promote it at your website. Not at your website, at your social media platforms. 3 times a day, 5 platforms. What are those 5 platforms? Instagram, Threads, Facebook. Those are technically the same thing. And then TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Those are the 5. And don't worry, I'm going to have it outlined in my download that you're going to take. So, guys, this is day 1. We're going to do this 9 more days. And this is a lot of information. And again, this is free. So if you have questions, reach out to me, listen to the podcast again. And let's get busy creating these digital products, and let's get busy accessing and getting new customers in and growing our businesses. All right. So if you need anything, reach out to me, send me a text. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.